My mission is to empower women to fearlessly embrace and live their authentic lives.
Welcome to Tomorrow's Table podcast. I'm your host, Isabella Mashur, and today we're going to be interviewing my mom, Pearl Mashur. She's the founder of Female Fluence and a women's empowerment coach, and I've grown up watching her help women and me use their voice.
Thank you, Isabella. I'm so excited to be here on your platform today. The roles are
so
reversed
excited.
a little bit. I like it.
I'm so excited. So today we're going to be asking you some questions so you can help the younger generation.
Wonderful.
Mom, can you share with us what it was like when you were our age? What were you insecure about?
Well, things were very different when I was your age. But of course, every generation, every time has different battles. For me personally, I struggled a lot as an immigrant and having English as my second language. I was very insecure to make sure that I was pronouncing words right. I was able to speak English correctly. So that was one of the things, and I think I really, really worked hard on that, and I just wanted to push myself harder, and I ended up loving reading and books because I wanted to prove to myself that I've learned a second language and I can just be able to speak like everybody else and try to fit in.
I get that. When did you first realize the world had rules for how girls should act?
From the beginning, I think being a woman, being Persian, I would see it in a family, the patriarchy, in friends, in our community, that as a female, we have different rules that we have to go by. We have a lot more responsibilities, and it's not really a fair system. And that's kind of one of the reasons that led me on this path to kind of change things a little bit, at least for your future, you know, for me and for anyone else who listens to me. So
that's great. You teach people how to recognize their emotional age versus their real age. What does that mean for someone my age?
So first, to define emotional age, we have our biological age and we have our emotional age. And emotional age is how we actually know how to act. Like, for example, you might see a 17-year-old girl who's really wise, and you call her an old soul like yourself, and she can really handle things and she can respond maturely, and you just say, oh, she's so much wiser for her age. So that means her emotional age is really not at age 17, it's a lot higher. Then on the other hand, you might meet like a 60-year-old man who is at a gas station angry about something, and you see him screaming and having kind of like a toddler tantrum, and you realize that his emotional age is not really at age 60. He's kind of stuck at the toddler age, maybe even just for that day, but that's happening. So one of the things that I work with my clients is to really help their biological age and their emotional age to match. And I feel like if we can help the young generation from the beginning to work on this, where they are able to respond and react and interact with other people at a level of their age and even higher, then they can be much more successful in life versus the people that you see that are having meltdowns and tantrums because they're so used to things going their way, and they just act like the 2-year-old that you would see versus their own age.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That's actually really interesting. What's something you wish you knew when you were a teenager?
I wish I knew that life goes by really fast. I really, really do. I wish someone had said, stop worrying about the future, stop worrying about your grades, stop worrying about what college you're going to go to or what's going to happen, and just live today and be 17 and be 16. Because, and I keep trying to tell her, but she doesn't really listen, but because living in the present moment is the best gift you can give to yourself.
That is actually really true, and I'm really trying to work on that. What have you learned from watching me grow up in this world?
I have learned that you have a lot more challenges than I did. Social media, of course, being one of it, the pressure of college. There's so many things. I mean, we didn't have any of these things. I feel like you guys have to grow up so much faster, and it really breaks my heart because I've noticed it. And you know what? In every generation, it's getting worse. Every generation, you have the 8-year-old who's obsessed with their face routine and Sephora, and this is because of all the marketing that's being thrown at us through all the social media platforms, and the kids are suffering because
That's
they can
scary.
no longer be in the age that they're supposed to be. They have this need to grow up because everyone around them is growing up so much faster.
That's true. Have you ever felt like you didn't know how to help me as a mom?
Definitely. Yes, definitely. I wish parents had some sort of a manual or instruction guide that came with each age level, and I have to, constantly remind myself to have compassion that you are a teenager and you're going through a lot of stuff, and I just need to like look within and see how I can help you. And sometimes I can't help you, and the only thing I can do is just kind of to step back, because I notice as any teenager you get more flustered because sometimes we don't have all the answers.
No,
and you just want someone to listen to you.
I mean, it's your first time being a mom too, so I don't expect you to be perfect. And it's all about trying to understand each other as best as we can, because I might be upset about something and I can't be mad at you for not understanding because maybe you just don't get it where I'm coming from, and that's not your fault. So yeah. I've learned to grow from that as well.
And I've learned now where before I would keep coming and saying, like, what's wrong? Can I help you? And then now I know when she's in that mode, I just take a step back. I don't take it personal. That's my biggest advice to moms listening. Do not take it personal. It's nothing towards you. Before I would take it personal, or maybe with my oldest daughter, I'd be like, oh my gosh, like she's so rude to me. Why is she getting mad at me? I didn't even do anything. Now I understand that this is their own thing. I step away, and realistically within 30 minutes, she comes back. Mom, I'm sorry. I was just stressed about this. I didn't mean to take it out on you. She realizes, we put it away, and I'm just like there to tell her, I'm here to listen to you. If I can guide you in any way, then that's all I can do. Yeah.
How can moms and daughters learn to talk without judgment?
I think just really listening. I think one of the biggest problems we have in society in this fast-paced world, as we're so involved to go to the next thing or do the next thing, that we don't take a moment to listen to each other. We all want to be seen. We all want to be heard. And I think that's the biggest thing, is just hear her out, like listen to her. And she needs to do the same thing without jumping and judging. And that way, when you have an open mind and you're just listening to one another, you can actually hear each other.
And it's like also trying to like put in different perspectives. Yeah. Like if you can listen, then maybe you can be like, wait, maybe I understand where she's coming from, or vice versa. I think that's very important.
Yes, definitely.
Can you give our listeners a confidence mantra or phrase to repeat when they feel unsure?
Okay. There's so many different ways. I think one of the biggest things that I really, I think I heard this through maybe like Mel Robbins or whatnot, is just to do the high five on a daily basis to yourself in the mirror. Like when you're looking in the mirror on a daily basis, besides doing your eyebrows, your makeup, your hair, really look inside the mirror, really look at yourself, give yourself a high five, and just change it. And if you have to say it, have a mantra like, I am worthy, I am confident, I can do this, or I will have a wonderful day. And if you just set the precedent for the day, then that's how your brain processes it, and your brain will take that message in, versus if you automatically start the day with, it's going to be a bad day,
bad attitude,
I have a bad, I'm failing, I'm going to get a bad grade on my test, I got into a fight with my friend. And if you just start with that attitude, everything is going to layer on, and it will be a bad day. But if you just start the day and say, I'm going to start the day with a grateful heart, and I'm worthy, and I'm enough, that can change your entire day.
I agree. That's a beautiful way to start your day. I loved getting to know this side of you today. Thank you so much for answering our questions. And I hope everyone's listening knows that empowerment isn't just for adults, and it starts when we decide to trust ourselves. Thank you, Mom, for being on today's episode. And I really hope this helped you guys.
Thank you for having me. This was so much fun.
Of course.
Thank you for spending this time with me here on Female Fluence, where we rise, reflect, and remember who we are. If something from today's episode spoke to you, share it with another woman who's ready to rise too. And before you go, download your free empowerment coaching guide at femalefluence.com. It's your next step toward living with more clarity and confidence. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at _femalefluence. And if you're ready for deeper support, sign up for a free discovery call. I would love to connect with you. Remember, my friends, don't just exist. Live your life fully, bravely, and in truth. I'm Pearl Mashure, and until next time, stay true, stay powerful, and stay you.